Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to my channel. I'm an affiliate painter for Red Grass Games and also the head mecha and sci-fi painter for Vallejo Colors. I write painting articles for Fine Scale Modular magazine. I also write articles for Fantasy Figures International magazine. Lastly, if you're into Gunpla, do use my discount code for usagundamstore.com. Links down below. There are so many ways how to paint rusty tank tracks, but we'll keep it basic for this one since this is a gaming piece and a commissioned work. Also, I'll show you the difference between these rust paints at the latter part of the video. I've put this project on hold for a while, so I forgot what paint I use for the tank tracks here. So we'll give it a nice coat of Mecha Pure Black to give it a very durable finish before we proceed with the painting. Since the mecha range are pre-thinned for airbrush use, we don't need to really thin it. I'm just using a wet brush here and kinda thinned the paint a bit and then applied it in 2 thin coats. Always make sure to let dry the first coat before applying a second thin coat, and it's always better to paint in thin coats than one heavy coat. Also, mecha paints are very durable when cured, so clean up your brush really well because personally I don't trust the binder used in these paints. As usual, I use a hair dryer to dry the Mecha Pure Black, and then now we could proceed with the painting. Now we paint with the German Red Brown. A good substitute for German Red Brown if you have the full Mecha color range is the Mecha Brown mixed with Dark Red, Mecha Dark Red. Mix it roughly around 1:1 or a bit more red than brown, and then you'll have a German Red Brown. I think it is obvious by now that we're trying to paint with the most durable Vallejo paints here because this is a gaming piece and we really want the tracks to be really durable after 24 hours. At first, I was like really unloading the paint and dry brushing lightly over the tracks, but realized that the red brown should be in some crevices because it represents dark rust or old rust. So I kinda went heavy with the dry brushing after a while, but still tried to leave like black areas for definition. Applied around 2 thin coats, but not thin coats, but thin coats of the red brown over the tracks, and then I dried it with a hair dryer, and then we'll proceed with the painting. So the mecha range does not have gunmetal or any dark metal, so we're mixing pure black with dark steel. I mix around 1 part pure black and around 3 parts dark steel. So yes, I know this is a basic tutorial, but why the frack are we mixing paint? So basically, without the black, any metallic paint, even the burnt iron from the metal color range or whatever metallic paint, even if it says it's a dark metallic paint, it will be super shiny for this purpose, and we don't want super bling bling tracks on our Raider. So basically, adding black reduces the shininess of our metallic paint, which is dark steel here, and it gives us a sort of a more realistic feel and not too blingy effect on our tank tracks. So unlike the red brown earlier, we're applying this dark, very dark steel lightly. So we're unloading the paints on the tissue paper and we're gently or lightly applying it on the tank tracks. The great thing about the mecha range is that it's satin finish. So as you can see, the black, pure black satin with the satin finish here complements our metallic paint really well. As usual, you could use a hair dryer to fasten the process and let this dry. Now I show you the difference of Mecha Rust Texture and Game Effects Dry Rust. First and like really main difference is that the Game Effects does not have texture. The Rust Texture from the Mecha Paint range has a bit more texture and is very rough. Other than the durability of the Mecha paint, it is more red. It's redder than the yellowish tint of the Game Effects Rust. Since we have a red-brown undercoat for these tracks, we're using the yellowish Game Effects Rust to give more depth to our painting. If we use the Mecha Rust Texture, it's going to be really red. Our tracks will be too red, so I highly recommend you use like a different color, which is here, the Game Effects Rust. Not much thinning here, a wet brush will do, and then applied it like a normal paint. Now we use orange brown. I love this color. This will represent fresh rust because we all know that new rust is lighter in color. So this one is going to be painted along the crevices. I thinned it around 1:1 with water. So you ask me, why am I not painting with like washes? Because we have so many washes for this purpose, instead of thinning the paint into 1:1 or thinning it into a semi-wash consistency. So basically, if we use a wash, the wash is too transparent and we're painting over dark background or dark colored tracks, meaning it won't really show through as much as we want unless we apply so many layers. So I don't have the luxury of time to do that, and this is a gaming piece. And also, if we apply like pigments, we have to varnish it to keep it on the model, and we don't want that because additional varnish will ruin the finish that we established since the start of the painting. So now, as a finishing touch for lightly dry brushing light steel, it's the lightest color in the Mecha range, and we're just lightly dry brushing it to give it a nice sheen again, and it looks like those tracks are worn out and are always being used. So now we have a very nice collection of matte colors like red, brown, and orange, and then or orange brown, and then the metallic paints. Now our painting have very nice depth. As I've said at the start of the video, there are so many ways how to paint tank tracks, but I think this is a good basic way of painting it, and we did not use too many paints for this one. That's it, we're done. I hope you liked the video. Do like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining the channel so that you'll be part of our Discord community. Saludos! Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to my channel.